record. Hey guys, welcome back to another Let Loose Dog Talk. Hey, tonight we got Jose and Pasu from the Nuyorican Bulldogges. So, hey gentlemen, how's it going?
Going pretty good. How about yourself over there, man?
So, how are you?
Man, it's going good, man. It's starting to get hot up here, so
I can imagine, man. It's starting to get hot over here. It's
only
like in the 80s.
Yeah.
We're feeling it. So I imagine up there.
today was I think 98. Yeah, 98 degrees out here. It
Okay.
was pretty warm.
Yeah, that's too hot for us over here. That's like scorching hot for us.
Man. So how's everything with you guys, with life, with the dogs? How's everything?
So I'm gonna let Pusu go first.
Not too bad. We have a litter on the ground right now. 7
Oh,
pups.
nice.
Yeah.
We got three
How many
available.
pups?
Yeah. We got 3 available. Two females, 1 male. That's
There you
about
go.
what we got left on that.
Yeah.
Are they with you, Pasu, or they're with you, Jose?
They
Who's
were
walking
They're
the
with
litter?
me. Yeah.
Oh, they're with you. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Man, how old are they now?
7 weeks.
Oh shit! All right, there you go.
Yeah, 7 weeks old, and for me, so what can I say, man? I'm over here enjoying my retirement life right now. Today, my official day. I started my terminal leave, so hey, can't go wrong right now.
Hey, now you're gonna enjoy life, brother.
Oh yeah,
There you go.
starting. I'm gonna start pushing. Pushing more. Towards the dogs now that I have. I'm gonna have the time and all that other stuff. So, um, enjoying life, man. That's what it is right now.
Oh, that's awesome. So, Jose, I know that you were. I don't know if you already officially a judge, or I know you were doing your apprenticeship. Is it official already? Are you an
Yeah,
IOEBA judge?
yeah. Officially now with the
Oh,
IOEBA judge, I'm gonna do my first official judge for the movement over here in Missouri for Jonathan and the IOEBA. So very excited about that. I learned from I did my apprenticeship under Chuck Spencer was my first show, and then the second show was under the they call one of the biggest breeder over there in Europe.
oh,
Michael Cantu.
yeah,
So
yes,
yeah,
definitely, yeah.
that's where actually I originally started with the OEBs right over there too. That's
Okay,
where
all
I
right.
when I was stationed over there in Germany, I wanted a bulldog, the EB,
Yeah.
and I purchased one. And by the time the puppy was like 5, 6 months old, man, vet bills were running me, crazy. I was like, man, this is not what I want. And then somebody introduced me to, I think it was one of my battle buddies over there in Germany. He was like, man, I got this dog. He has a full tail. He looks like, like an EB, but they're more athletic and everything like that. And I saw a dog, man. I fell in love. I saw it was that big old head, coming towards me. He had a leg body and everything like that. And I was like, you know what? That's what I want.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I got into that, and I I got a female over there, and then I produced my first litter over there. That's where I got my girl Canela, Nuyorican
Mm.
Bulldogges Canela. I produced over there in Germany, and then I bought my boy Kino, who is Bullforce Gomez's son. Is a chocolate tri, beautiful dog. I saw him in person, man. Wow, this dog was amazing. When I saw him, I fell in love.
Oh, okay.
Hey, what's
So,
going on, Martin?
hey, Martin, how's it going?
Come on, brother.
So, you're talking about Martin. You guys got a pup from Martin as well, right?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
But you guys are keeping it on the low, right?
Oh, we keep it
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
that.
Hey,
That's gonna be we gonna show him here pretty soon.
nice. There you go. Hey, I'm excited for that one. I remember Jose. We talked over there at the Beast about it,
Oh
and
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. So wait, man. Can't wait to see that boy because I know Martin's producing some heat right now. So
Oh yeah, oh yeah. He
yeah,
looks promising. I tell you,
really,
he yes.
man. See, and I know
Well,
you guys got a lot of plans, man. I know, you know, we talked a little bit off air, but tell me a little bit about this Bavarian bull that you guys, are in the works
Yeah,
for.
I mean, I'm happy that John and the IOEBA actually, open up, pretty much,
a platform
a
for them
platform
to.
for us to play,
Yeah,
pretty
Yeah,
much,
yeah, definitely.
and I'm excited about that, and who better than the legend himself, Joe Rita, he's been doing this for a long time, and he knows about, hey, this is what I want,
Yeah,
and he doesn't care, about pretty much he just wants a badass dog, man, and
yeah,
I'm
definitely. I
like that too.
respect that.
That's
Yep. Yeah, no, no, and you know what? I saw. I think it was last week. He was on Sykes podcast.
yeah,
He talked a little bit about it and stuff, and then you know what? I respect what he was saying. Now they have a platform where they really could
exactly.
do it. Back in the days, nobody was saying much. They were doing it, but it was just for them.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's the people that probably got their hands on it too, and started hanging papers and stuff. And like Joe say, I was never into that. I just wanted to create a badass dog. Now that I have a platform to do it, hey, let's go full force to it. So respect to that.
Hey man, and that's what it is. Because funny you say that. Back in 2014, I had a American Bully female. Her name was Brandy. She was all chocolate female, beautiful dog. She was like she was like standard kind of pocket,
Yeah.
yeah, something
Yeah,
like that. And you know, I did a little breeding, with my boy Kino, and some pups came out, and they were nice, good looking dogs and everything like that. But we couldn't register them, so we just did it just for the fun to see, like, to see what comes out and everything like that, man.
yeah,
But it was some nice dogs. I gave majority of them away. I kept a couple of females and whatnot. You see, to see what I kept on doing, and I mean, it turned out really nice. And but the part of it was you couldn't register anything like that because you know they were not legal. Now we have the platform. Now we can play. So now,
that's true. And the what is how many breeds is it to create a barbarian bull? So it's the
so
bully.
it's the American Bulldog, right?
Yeah.
Uh, the American Bully, and then the OEB is
Okay.
the other thing. So Brazilian Bulldog, right, is what they did over there,
Yeah.
and they have the American Bulldog with the American Bully. That's it. So
Yeah.
John wanted, since he's they're the parent registry of the OEB. So hey, you got to throw in that extra, that OEB into it, so it could be, you have more. How you say that, more room to play with.
Okay. Okay. All right. Man, and I know you guys. I've seen in your page, man. You guys got some beautiful bullies. And I mentioned it in the background when we were talking. I thought that was a male, and you guys were like, "No, then that's a female. That
Yeah, she's a
that's a
female.
big girl." So
Yeah, she's a big girl, Fendi. So I remember taking her out to the beach. She was at the beach actually, and I popped her out, and I showed her Jamie Sweet, and she was
yeah,
like, "What are you doing with that?" I was like, "You know what I'm doing with that." So she saw the dog, and that's the fun part of it. Like, right, you see a dog, and you're like, "Hey, what can I do with that?" That's
yeah,
what are you doing with that? So Jamie, she knows a lot, and she saw the dog, and that's the first question that came out of her mouth. She was like, "What are you doing with that, Jose?" And I was like, "You know what I'm doing with that." And she started laughing, and she just walked off.
yeah. No, no, for sure. Yeah, Jamie,
I
she knows
appreciate
her
you, Train
dogs.
Yard.
Yeah, that Train Yard too. I think he has puppies on the way, or he has
I think he has a confirmed breeding. I think it was
Yeah.
right.
With his
Yeah.
boy,
with boy. What's
Bulldozer, I think.
Bulldozer? Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yes.
That joker has a big old noggin on him too.
Yeah. That boy's nice. Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah.
Man, no, and like I was telling you earlier, man, I can't wait to see the final product of the Barbarian Bull. See what it is because couple of people were like, "Oh, it's just gonna look like a Brazilian bull." I was like, "Nah, bro, I don't think so." I was like, "It's gonna change. It's gonna have more of the bulldog look." You'll
I think
Yeah.
it's
see.
gonna be a more compact dog because if you've seen a lot of those Brazilian bulls, they look kind of a little longer to me. In some of
Okay.
the videos I've
Yeah.
seen,
They got a little bit more longer back, and that's what Joe Rita, he doesn't like a lot. He wants more of a shorter back dog, more compact. To me, it looks more impressive. Like
Yeah, yeah.
a dog,
No,
because
no, definitely.
barrel rib cage, you know, big head, big cheeks. That's the thing. When it comes to these dogs, the cheeks in the bottom. That's what you want. When it comes to these Bavarian bulls
Is
and
there gonna be any kind of regulations? I guess meaning like when you're gonna register them. Let's say, well, even before the breeding happens, like, are they presenting it to John first? Like let's say for example, I want to get into it, right? And I'm like, all right, I'm gonna get a bully. I'm gonna breed it to one of my Americans. But do I have to go through John first and be like, hey, this is the male I'm thinking of using? Does it fit the standard where you guys are planning to go?
so I don't quote me on this, but the way it works, you have to have them registered with IOEBA,
Oh,
both
okay,
of the
okay.
dogs. So if you get an American Bully, right, wherever it comes from is registered with ABKC or whatever registry you got them from, whatever. But they have to be registered with IOEBA, right? And
Hmm.
then um, the other dog, the OEB, the American Bulldog, everything has to be registered with IOBA. Once you get them registered, right, and you do the breeding, whatever, so it's going to be a foundational one breeding, right? So you got an American Bully to an American Bulldog, you bred that, foundation one. Now, if you get something out of that, right, and you breed it to an OEB, right, let's say that is registered with them. Now you got the foundation one, you breed it to OEB, foundation two, right? And then you keep on doing that until you get your the dogs that you want, until you get the generational, and then it's
Generational
become
stuff.
barbarian bulldog.
Nice.
Right.
Yes, the
Yes,
Camera just
approved
said yes,
breeds. Yep,
approved
yep,
breeding. Okay, cool.
yep.
because
That's sweet.
I know they do that with F1 oldies as well too. You kind of have to present your project to them. He's not just over here telling everybody that, oh yeah, go do it. No, you have to present your
Yeah, yeah,
project.
no,
What's
no.
your purpose behind it?
Yeah.
And that's cool, man. Honestly, that is cool because at the end, the goal kind of has to be aligned the same, you know.
Yeah,
And
make a
yeah,
better
that's why that
dog and
was
stuff.
a question I had because I was like, man, maybe the vision from Joe and like the guys that are doing it, they have it in mind. But let's say somebody from the outside comes and be like, oh, I'm gonna create a barbarian bull, but it might not fit the same type that they're trying to build, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I'm glad that Camera,
No,
you
man,
know,
I'm here. That's why I got down here today. Because to be honest, I'm a Nick fan. Knicks are playing whatnot. So I was like, but I do want to present to everyone and encourage everyone to breed whatever bully breeds you have, American Bulldog, everything like that. IOVA is doing great things, and I want I want I want it to be seen. It's what they're doing is really good. They building a platform for us to showcase our dogs and I'm happy about it. He's building a great team of judges as well too. Not just because it's me, and but you got Jamie Sweet, you got OG Ramos, man, Papa Pitt. That's that dude has
that's a
been
legend
around.
right there.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah.
legend, man. Then you
Yeah.
got John Sweet, you got Chuck Spencer, freaking. There's a lot of people over there that. So they doing a good thing over there with IOBM, man. I'm very happy to be part of the team, and
Yeah, no, no,
honored
no.
as
Hey,
well too,
and hey, my hat goes off to you, Jose. Like I mentioned it before, man. You're putting that work and you stand behind your product, and that's something to look forward. Like you're an inspiration for other young cats that are coming up, and you're doing it the right way. You're putting, you're laying those foundation
stones, stepping
steps in there
stones.
for yeah, yeah. There
Yeah.
you go.
No,
So
man, it hasn't been easy, man. I've been in the army, deployed, rotations and training and all that stuff. it's always been hard. That's why I appreciate having Buzu over here, and that's why I'm leaning towards him now, because sometimes I forget the generations we're dealing with nowadays. I'm
Yeah.
51 years old and kind of stubborn sometimes, and my wife been telling me, she's like, hey man, not everybody's like you.
Yeah.
You back in the days, your mom would tell you go take out the trash. You will go take out the trash. Lock the trash bag, go throw it out, close the lid, come back over here, put a bag, everything like that. You tell some to a young generation right now, they're gonna take out the trash and that's it. Boom.
Yeah.
You have to explain to them. So he keeps me grounded here, like, hey Theo, you got to be more specific with these young cats nowadays. You got, we used to, like, reading, how you call that, or
He could tell me something
Yeah.
within the lines, and I already know what he wants. You know what I mean? I already know what he wants out of me.
Yeah. It's that
Yeah.
old school stuff. Yeah.
he grew up with that. Me and his dad
Yeah.
were
See.
like that. We would tell him something, so he knows. But then I think sometimes, when I go out and I forget that, hey, this new generation is the why. You got to explain to them. You got to elaborate a little bit more and tell them, okay, this, and break it down. So
No, no, and Pursue, he's doing a great job, bro. Honestly, I've seen him up there putting the work and stuff, and on his posts and
Yeah,
everything, and hey, he has a good mentor, man, and that's what's it all
appreciate it.
about,
I mean, been behind him for like 10 years. I just haven't been out in the public eye. But
Yeah, yeah, no, no, hey, but hey, they're seeing you, Pursue. Trust me, brother. They, they might not say much, but they're looking, and you guys are
yeah,
doing great, man. Those breedings you guys having, man,
I
you know.
we
appreciate that.
appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, and that's what I say. I support those that support me and support us. And supports the movement and everything like that, the community. We need to start working together
Yeah.
and networking and all that stuff. I've been saying that for years. I know it's hard sometimes, and get people to have in a room with different mentalities, different, how you call that,
Like there's
community upbringing and all that stuff. It's kind of hard, but if we sit down and listen to one another and everything like that, I think we could go a long way, man. The
yeah,
platforms
no,
are
no,
out there, man.
yeah, definitely, and I think so, and I think what it is too, Jose, is not everybody breeds the same, let's say, or have the same taste for dogs, right? And that's okay. But I think when, like you mentioned, if we will sit all together, have an open mind. Like, hey,
Yep.
don't just stay close minded on what you like and stuff. Just have an open mind. Hear somebody else talk. You might be like, oh, you know what? Maybe, I should try that. That's a good point. You know, but I think a lot of people egos don't let them,
Yeah.
have an open mind, man. And that sucks, honestly, because I think it's with all breeds, not only with the like the bulldogs and stuff. I think with everybody, it's just some people feel that, oh, I gotta do better than them. But it's like, hey, bro, as long as you like what you're breeding and you're feeding, go for it. And that's what I say. I was like, man, I'm feeding, I like what I have, and
Yep.
I'm just gonna try to build, badass dogs.
Yep.
Hell
That's it.
yeah.
And everybody got that competitive nature, man. I got it.
Yeah.
When I go out there, I'm competing. I'm not just going out there just for the hell of it, the fun, everything. We're competing. We're going out there. We want to see, and we see something. We're like, okay, now I know what I got to do. I got to go back to the drawing board
Exactly.
and whatever it is, and put my big boy pants on and go out there again and keep on pushing, man. The day that you say that, hey, I got the perfect dog, that's the day I say, well, I'm not breeding anymore because you know I'm done. I reached my,
Yeah.
whatever it was. Like, I can't go any further than that. So that's
But
just
yeah, no, no, it's
me.
definitely,
And
Hey,
I
and
don't
you know
think
what?
that'll ever happen. So
Nope.
Yeah, it'd be hard, man. It's hopefully one day, hopefully one day it's, at least the majority of people get together and agree. You could have discussions, but not to the point where I'm like, man, I hate that guy. I hate his dogs, and it's like, bro, for what
You
though?
want to see? You want to be
This
seen
is
over
a
here? Come on.
a
Yeah.
hobby, a passion that we have. But come on,
This is my little boy right here, Jaden. He's the one behind the lens over there. He's the one that be taking all the pictures and everything like that. All those nice pictures you see on
yeah,
Facebook.
Dan, Jaden,
Shout
hey,
out to him.
Yes, definitely, Jaden. That's great job, brother. That's hell of pictures you're throwing there. So applause to you, man.
Oh yeah. And I'll go to bed. You got school tomorrow. Bye.
You know what I'm saying? I know now that you're judging everything, man. Man, you've been learning, for years now, but now you did your apprenticeship under judges, and then you show, so what to look and break a dog down and stuff, and good to you, brother, and hopefully, hopefully one day you could judge my dogs too, and give me your point of view of what you think and stuff, because I might not see something that I'm missing, but you caught it, and you're like, hey, Dennis, you know what? I didn't pick your dog for this, and I'd be like, oh, damn, you know what? I realized that. All right, I know what to work on next. And I think people should take that approach of, being positive and taking that criticism in a
Yeah.
good way instead of saying, man,
Yeah.
screw that judge. Like, man, it's
Yeah.
all
Yeah.
politics and shit. Yeah. So,
Like I've shown dogs, and sometimes I know, and I know. Okay, my dog, he's a nice looking dog, and everything like that. But I see what the judge, saw. Like, hey, I didn't put in the work, to actually go out there and compete. Because that's a lot of things. Some people want to take a dog out, from the kennel and take him straight to the show ring, and boom,
yeah.
that's it. Man,
Yep.
you got to work with that dog. You gotta, because, like I said, not all dogs are perfect. So if you don't
True.
work with that dog and you can't hide the fault, so that way that judge can, could not see it, or could see it from a different view. But once you don't work with the dog, and the dog is all over the place, whatever it is, the judge is gonna pick him out, out of everything. He's gonna see all the faults right there, boom, 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 like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. No,
So
definitely. No, and it is true because I've done it. I'm guilty of it. I've shown dogs that belong to me, but they don't live with me, right? And I'm like, man, I should have put in more work with this dog. I probably work with him maybe a day or 2 days, and I'm like, okay, you know what? He'll be okay. But then when we go out there, it's a different thing for the dog now. I'm putting him under pressure. It's something new. And
yeah,
now he's like, I'm not gonna cooperate. Like, I don't really know you. So, and then it's true. And the judges said, man, if you were able to handle that dog better, trust me, it would have been probably a different outcome, but he's not showing, you
yeah,
know? So and then they point their flaws and they were like, well, Dennis, he's probably weak on the rear, and I'll be like, you know what? Right now that I'm looking at it, okay, I see what I'm missing. So, but no, definitely, no. Kudos to the judges that honestly, and I applaud them. To the ones that,
that's not an easy job, man. It's
it,
like,
yeah,
I'm telling you,
yeah,
not
no,
everybody's
no,
gonna like you, and that's fine. You there to do your job. Like, hey, if you see a dog and the dog is limping, and the dog has to fall, then I can't choose your dog, and I'm gonna tell you, if you don't like it, then hey, by all means, you know, I'm
true,
sorry, sorry,
yep,
not sorry, but that's what it is. So
yeah, yeah, definitely, man, honestly, and I think the good thing about shows is you really realize what you have in your yard. 'Cause like I said, a lot of people are kennel blind. They see their dogs and they think, "Man, I have a great dog." But once you put them out there with other dogs and you see the quality of dogs that people are bringing, then you kind of be like, "Damn, my dog doesn't really look like that." But then you have the judges where they could say, "Hey, you know what? These dogs fit more the standard. This more of the breed type. Your dogs are like whatever bone, whatever it is. And then you kind of realize, like, all right, I shouldn't be mad because he's right. My dog don't look like those dogs or whatever. Yeah,
and that's the other thing, like people need to stop being scared. You have a dog, bring him out, have
yeah,
the judge, put hands on him and tell you what you can do. But if you don't bring the dog out, a lot of people, I don't go to show because of the politics and blah and this and that. Get it? Yeah, there's a whole lot of that everywhere you go. You're gonna see that. But if you don't, that's like I tell my son, because a lot of people like analogies nowadays. So I tell my son, if you go to a batter's box because he's playing baseball, right, and you see a ball come in, boom, and the judge and the judge,
The
the
umpire.
umpire.
umpire, it calls it a strike, and the ball is high, everything like that, then you gave him the opportunity to call you out. You see what I'm saying? You see the
Yeah.
ball and you got 2 strikes, you got to protect yourself. Hey, swing.
Yeah.
Because if
True.
you don't swing, you don't know if you're gonna hit it, right?
Yep.
So the same thing, people bring your dogs out. You don't know what you have until you have people judge it and bring it out. So
It's always good to have a fresh set of eyes. You know,
True.
look at your
Yeah.
dog.
that's
Yeah.
the only
And
way.
that's why
We need to have more dogs out there, more competition, everything. Like that's what it's all about. Hey, people say, I'm not in this for the competition. No, I'm in this for the competition. I want to
yeah.
compete. I want to,
True.
I want to show my dogs. And if I get beat by a dog, then I'm going to go over there, congratulate. Hey, you were the better man today. You brought the better dogs and everything like that. Go back home and work on my craft, keep on doing, coming out the next time and go
We be
better.
coming out of shows sometimes, and we have like a 6 hour drive. We're already like, we need to add this, this,
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
We're gonna
See,
do
no,
these
definitely. That's
moves.
how it is, yo.
Yeah.
And you know what? There's been times where I've heard a couple of people that, they were like, nah, I'm not into shows. To me, all that prancing around is not for me. And then they get out there and they try it once, and they're like, you know what? I think I could do it again. And now they're like,
Yeah,
hey, these shows are cool, man. So
yeah.
hey, just get out there.
No, and you network. You 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 you
Abraham.
know you know new people, man. You
Yes.
see the you put a face to the name. You only see this person on Facebook and everything like that. You go out there, you see dogs like
You get to see these dogs in
in
person.
person.
That's the best thing about
Put
it.
your hands on him. And that's what it's all about, man.
That
It's a
exactly.
lot.
Yep.
I don't get why people like yeah, you got a certain vision, you got a certain type you like and everything like that, but that doesn't mean that you you can go over here and discredit other people's view or whatever it is. Hey, it's all competition. If that's not what you like, I'm not gonna go over here and tear another kennel down so I could come up be like, hey, I'm better than this person, whatever it is.
Yeah.
That's not me, man. I can't do
Yeah.
that.
No. No.
I don't
No.
feed
Never.
them. I feed
Exactly.
my dogs. I'm the one picking up the poop over here, anything like that. They the one picking up the poop over there and feeding
Yeah.
the dogs. That's what they like. Hey, by all means, like, hey, bring them out so that way we can compete. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we
Yeah.
need to do.
Yeah.
That's the only way
Like,
that you show people who's better than who. Like not
yep.
over there on Facebook and be like, oh yeah, these people doing this, these people doing that. Man, I'm tired of all that crap, man.
And it's true, man. And then the people that sometimes are saying all this stuff, they don't even go to these shows,
Exactly.
No.
right? And they're just talking all their crap, and just because what they're seeing
Yeah. So
online
how
and
could your
stuff, and
dog
it's
be
like,
better than the guy that's actually showing their dog?
yeah,
Then bring your
true
dog
that.
out and compete
Yeah.
and prove to the people that's the only way you compete. But then they come a point where they're like, oh yeah, but if I do that, they already got their people and they're gonna pick their dog. Yeah, man, this excuses. Everybody has one, man. Like the belly
True.
button.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. The best way to do is just show out, man.
yeah,
You
sure.
know. Yep. Oh, that's definitely. And then you know what? To me, like these dogs, man, it's like cooking. Everyone has the recipes for certain things, right? Like like rice. Rice is simple, but there's certain recipes that your rice might taste different than mine because the recipe is different. It looks the same, but
Yeah,
it might taste different. And I think with these dogs is the same thing. Yeah.
exactly. And that's what it is. And then you get with some other person, right? That probably has the same views and be like, hey, what can what can you do to help me to get this? And hey, I see what you got over there. I could use some of that too. Hey, let's do something. Let's work together. And that's how it is, man. You gotta see dogs. Just because you don't like what you see, you gotta look at the dog. Like, okay, what can I get from that?
Yeah.
If it benefits me, believe me, I'm gonna reach out to you. I'm gonna tell you, hey, bro, like, how can I get some of that? What you need from me? Let's
Yeah.
work. Let's do. That's it. That's the only way we're gonna set ourselves apart. And elevate this community and get our more people out to shows and everything like that because this is, I mean, they doing it for us. IOEBA, ABKC, all the people,
They're putting those
like
platforms. Yeah.
register your dog too, man. Like don't and especially if it's an Old English Bulldog, man, register with, the parent registry. So that, and then after that, you can register anywhere else. But
wherever you
I
want.
encourage everyone to register their dogs, especially if it's an Old English Bulldog, with the parent registry, man. I cannot stress that out anymore because, you know,
What a better time they're putting on for the community, you know?
yeah,
Yeah, yeah, showing that support definitely. Yeah. No, and it's true because like I haven't registered my dogs with the IOBA, right? But I'm planning to because I'm planning on showing at the Reno show,
yep,
and and that's why I've talked to a couple of breeders out here on the West Coast that breed American Bulldogs. A couple of us already like, yeah, we're gonna show up, Dennis. We're going, man. Like, let's at least in the West Coast, let's say, hey, the American Bulldog guy showed up to the IOEBA, and and
yeah,
I know like Martin, Fernando, they're up like in Oregon. I know Fernando's like borderline Oregon and California, but they were like, "Hey, we're showing up." And Martin that day has an event, but he's like, "Man, Dennis, you know what? I'm gonna take that drive. I'll be back later evening to go to my event, but I want to show up." And I was like, "Man, that's what it matters. Even if they don't show." And but like that guy Fernando, he's like, "Dennis, I want to show. Like, I've only gone to like these fun shows, but like I don't know what exactly to do there." And I was like, bro, just show up, show up. I like, trust me, whether it's myself or other people would tell you, hey, stack
yeah.
your dog like this, you know, grab your dog in the left hand, put him on this side, certain things. And he's like, oh yeah, because on the fun show we just stand there and we just hold the leash, and we don't even stack the dog. They just judge them whether for their head or bone or whatever it is. I was like, well, it's different out here, brother. So so that's something's cool that he's willing to learn and participate because he wants to be part of it. So I'm like, hey, there you go.
Now, not only that, now is a good time to register your dog with IOBA, the American Bulldogs, because you can stud them out, for barbarian bulldogs.
Yeah, yeah, no,
Hey,
no,
they
definitely.
could use them as F1.
Yeah,
There's a benefit to everything, and
and
I
like you
know
said,
I might
networking.
be promoting, IOEBA, but hey, I'm not just for IOEBA. If you got to go out to ABKC, BRC, whatever registry. I mean, whatever you have available to you, and you can showcase your dog and have somebody put another set of eyes on it, your dogs and everything like that. That's what it is. Then at the end, I mean, you have all these registries. You could do like a World Cup or something like that, a registry cup, or and have all the best of the breeds and everything like that. Go head to head and everything. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. The platform is out there. There's a lot of people, from these registries putting in a lot of work for us to, to have fun and showcase our dogs, man. And then we are
Yeah,
over here wasting time bickering and behind the keyboard, blah blah blah. Man.
yeah, yeah. Well, here, foreign brand had something to say. He's like, I think having classes of all these like the bullies do will change a lot. Standards, F1s, extreme. I don't know your
So
thoughts on that one.
we're not there yet. We can't. It's we barely got people coming out to the shows. Just as an Old English Bulldog. And I don't think we're there to have like different classes. It
Yeah.
sounds good, but we could barely get people out there. It's like I say, like people sometimes misinterpret like when I say, um, and I don't like saying talking about F1s and all other stuff because people take it with a grain of salt, and that me as a person with integrity, right? I don't take F1s out to the dog because to me it's not the finished product. Like I would
Okay.
let that dog prove himself first, right? My yard to see, because yeah, sometimes now if you do an F1 and it looks like an oldie, smells like an oldie, freaking barks like an oldie, then by all means take it over there to the shows and everything like that. But just people should know that hey, that dog in front of you doesn't mean that it's gonna produce that same thing. See what I'm saying? And that's
Yeah.
why, me personally, I don't take F1s or anything like that. That I leave it in my yard for me to play and do my stuff and everything like that. Once I get that finished product out there, then and I know that I see that consistency and all that breeding, then I will go ahead and take my dog out for a show and everything like that. Because sometimes when you do F1s, right, some of them lean more towards the American Bulldog side,
Yeah.
and believe me, I seen oldies that look more the American Bulldog than the same American Bulldog breed. You see
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm
Yeah.
like, oh
Yeah.
crap. So that's just me. So like I wouldn't do that. But hey, bring him out. You got F1 and it looks like an oldie and everything like that, and by all means, bring him out there.
No,
And
and I
then,
respect that from you, Jose. Honestly, that's I give you props for that, man, because not everybody will say that. Um, I know Joe Rita even mentioned that because they asked him. They were like, "Oh, are we gonna see the Barbarian Bulls at the show?" He's like, "Oh, hell no, that's not a finished product. It shouldn't even be there yet." You
yeah,
know,
yeah,
so that says a lot, man. And yeah, because a lot of, like you said, if it looks like a oldie, barks like a oldie, go for it, show it. And I think a pretty nice dog that's out there right now that is I don't know if it's a F1 or F2. It's CJ's Diesel, I think it's
oh
his
yeah,
name.
yeah,
Yeah, I think he's like a dual champion with the
yeah,
ABKC and the IOBA.
and
He's a
IOD, yeah,
beautiful dog, right?
beautiful dog, yeah,
Yeah.
I think you
So
told me
that
personally.
that's
yeah,
a to me, I was like, man, he does look like a really nice oldie. Um, show it, go for it. You know.
oh
But
yeah,
then,
Hell
like you
yeah.
yeah,
said, there's some F1s that lean more to the American Bulldog and look more American Bulldog than the original American Bulldog. And it's so I think that's where people are like, man, we should, to foreign brim's question or comment is maybe that's why people feel like, oh well, we should have classes because there's some more extreme, some more standard, you know and I think that's the confusion where different F1s look different, but it, like you said, it's not a finished product, so don't
yeah. Not a
expect it,
finished product.
yeah.
And the OEB, and the bulldog per se in general, right?
Yeah.
Breed is a predominant head breed type. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's what screams bulldog, right? And everybody knows that the head type of the bulldog, right, is polygenic, right? Means it consists of a whole lot of genetics that that plays into how the outcome of that head is going to come out, right?
Yeah.
So a lot of people need to understand, right, what's the recessive gene and what's the dominant gene as well too, because
Yep.
that's what happens with a lot of people. So they see dogs sometimes and they be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah, this is and that, and they think that, hey, you got to understand how genetic works so that way you can actually put it in play and everything like that. And me per se, right? I don't like misleading people, and that's why I say I keep stuff like that because I know what a recessive gene is. I know what to
Yeah.
do with it, right? I know what a dominant gene is, and I know what to do with it as well too. So sometimes if you got too extreme dominant, right, what you're gonna get more extreme, right? And then
Yep.
that's where all the faults come, and you know, crooked jaws and this and that and blah. And people talking about. So I don't like to go into that because a lot of people take it. Nowadays it's a little bit
Yeah, no, no, it's a
sensitive
sensitive
topic.
topic. Yeah, yeah, it is. Yeah, definitely. And and I think some people need to realize too that when you're using that F1, think about it. You're using two breeds, you know, to breed to one. So
Yep,
you might pull from all over the place, thinking that,
might
oh,
be
I'm gonna
scattered.
get a consistent litter, the look of that dog. But if that dog is a F1, then you're like, you look at the puppies and you're like, why doesn't they look like the dad? Oh, hey, there was two breeds in him already, so he pulled from somewhere else. So that's hard to do. That's why I say it you know a finished product. Once you have it and you, let's say, do an outcross with a different breed, you get 50-50, let's say, and you breed it back to the whatever breed you wanted originally. You're still gonna have some of those genes locked in, but you still have some outside, and you're still gonna pull some
Ooh,
of those.
yeah,
So you have to get that consistency tight too, and I think that's where the F1s, F2s, until you have that generational, like you say, it's not a finished product. So you're
yeah.
working on all those little hiccups to, align and stuff. So oh, definitely.
And people sometimes too they confuse consistency, right, with that a dog has to look the same. All the dogs have to look like the same.
Yeah.
One of the genes with the type. Yep, yep.
Yeah.
That's polygenic.
Yep.
Polygenic. That's where it comes. You got a lot of genes in there that could people have to understand that. So, and then what I was saying, like people sometimes have the misconception of like when you say, what was I talking about? The consistency, right? That they all
Yeah.
have to look the same, like a Rottweiler, right? Especially the OUBs. You got to understand that you got 4 breeds in there, right? So you got the Bull Mastiff, you got the American Bulldog, you got the English Bulldog, right? And then you got the American Pit Bull Terrier in there, right? American Pit Bull Terrier, they
It's kind
try
of
to
out of it.
wash it out
Yeah.
a little bit more. So pretty much the 2 more dominant one are the American Bulldog and the English Bulldog, right? The Mastiff is in there as well too. That's where you get the bones, and a lot of people don't understand that. But the bad thing when you're using Mastiff, right? You're gonna lose that breed type because you're not gonna get that that barrel rib cage, that spread, all other stuff, and that's what people don't understand. So you gotta know what you're using, how to work with the genes, and you understand, the dominant genes, the recessive genes, what they are. So you gotta go and do the research. And the other thing is trial and error, man. Sometimes just because the dog in front of you looks, his phenotype is wow, immaculate. That doesn't mean that dog is going to produce that because, in order for you to have that dominant gene, right, like a Merle, right, per se, a Merle, in order for you to produce Merle, you have to be a Merle, right? You don't carry Merle.
You don't care, yeah.
You don't carry Merle. So that dominant gene is something that you have to know how to work and how to use, and the recessive gene as well. I say that because I have programs that need more toys. Hey, program more to yeah. Same, yeah.
Yeah.
People are breeding between, in between. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
I'm the same way. I like the bigger dog, to be honest. I like that.
Yeah.
I just like that impressive dog. Bruce is the same way. He has the same eye. I don't know, it's because he saw us, making our picks when we were growing up and everything like that. But sometimes I just call him. I'm like, hey, come over here. Like, which one you think is the pick out of the litter, whatever it is. And I already know which one, I got my mind or my eye on. And he comes out, he's like, Theo, I think this one right here. I was like, that's the one I was saying. So I was like, hey, the eye is something that you either have it or you don't. And
True.
A lot of people, you have to have that good eye.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that, all my dogs are perfect or anything. That's why I don't like to go on podcasts and talk about, oh, yeah, this dog or my dog. And no, I like to talk about, the breed in general.
Yes, correct. Yep.
Whatever it is, because I don't want to come over here, toot my own horn and be like, oh, yeah, I got the best dogs. Because, there's a lot of good dogs out there. A lot of people, a lot of kennels out there with good dogs. And when I go out there, I'm just looking at dogs. And all I'm seeing is, how can I use that dog? That dog has a trait I'm looking for. Hey, how can we work something out so I can? That's what I'm all about.
Yeah. Yeah. No, definitely. Yeah. And but so you said, man, I don't know where it was, but you mentioned something that a composite the oldie is a composite breed.
It's a composite breed, yeah.
So it will never look the same with it.
Yeah, they will never look the same. Yeah, because they were saying like, I think it was a podcast or something, but they were saying like, we're not like the AKC, we're not like a Doberman. We will never be like a Doberman. We're a composite breed. What consistency to me is, if all my dogs like have the same spread, like that freaky spread or that trait, am I bringing that trait to the next generation? That's consistency to me.
Yeah, if you have that barrel rib cage, you have, you got nice rears, right? Rear angulation, you got thick rears and everything tight like feet. That, tight feet. And, the head right there is what makes the breed too, like, if you have a dog that has that wedge head and everything like that, it looks like a freaking, what they call those, the Greyhound or something like that.
Yeah.
And it has a freaking, hey, that doesn't green bulldog. It lacks
Yeah,
breed type. I
yeah,
can't
yeah.
see
No,
it from
definitely,
afar.
yeah. But so let me add something to that, pursue. And you guys tell me what it is, since I know you said the OD is a composite breed, right? But didn't most breeds were composite at one time, at one point, and
Yeah,
now
they all
they're
came from one dog.
right? Yeah.
Yeah, from
So do you think maybe down, I don't know, 10 years from now, maybe the OD will have that look that everybody could say that's the look that the OD, we should go towards and stuff. Because right now it's a variant, right? Everybody has
yeah.
different types, and you're like, man, I don't know which one I like the bully one. But that's what I'm saying. Since the oldies are composite with different breeds, but I'm like, okay, but all breeds started as a composite. Now they're their own breed. I think, like I
Yep.
say, it's a selective breeding to get that look, and then just move forward with that, right?
So,
So maybe one day the oldie could be that, as saying, hey,
so
this is oldie.
this has been going on for years, man.
50 years now, 50 some odd years.
It's been going on the same thing. Even when it started back in the days, Mr. David Levitt and freaking, you know, he started the whole thing, right? And then he had Carlos Wood, right? The Woody Bull.
Yeah,
That was another. So back in the days, was blood. You had the Hermes, right? So Hermes bloodline. You had
yeah,
the Gargo bloodline. You had all these bloodlines, and they were all calling OEBs, right? But they were different vision. If you look at the dogs, they were all different. Hermes was the bigger, massive dog. He wanted that big, dog. Then you had Mr. David Levette, that he had that big old bulldog head with the athletic body and everything like that, And then you had the freaky, Gargo bloodline that was a freaking nutcase, and they would go out there. So they were too many people with what they want instead of paying attention to them and their life and shit. Yeah, I mean,
but
so
okay. To that, this is where kind
yeah,
of people go back and forth, because they said, okay, that's the breed standard, but the guy that wrote the breed standard was really not a breeder, or that's what they say. And
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
don't quote me. I'm an American Bulldog guy with the OD. It's
Yeah.
so you guys, the floor's to you guys. What do you guys think?
So yeah, the breed. So if you look at that, right? So now David Levitt, right? He took his breed, and he has another registry all by himself right now. If you
He doesn't call them oldies no more,
He
right?
doesn't call them. Yeah, it's the Levitt Bulldogs. I think it is
Yeah,
what they call now. So yes, there's a standard, right? But we have to understand that is a composite breed. As long as that dog, right, meets the standard. So it's telling you right there, right? Females are from 16 to what, 18 inches, I think it is, right? Something like that. I got to look at the standard again.
yeah.
And males are, 17 to 19 inches, up to, I think it's 70, 80 pounds, whatever. Then the females to 60, 70 pounds. So the standard's there, but, you can go above or below because it's a composite breed, right? What you have to look at, if it has breed type. That's what people understand.
Yeah.
People like Jamie Sweet and David Levitt contribute a breed, both a friend of mine. Yeah, yeah. And Jamie would tell you, she would tell you, look at the dog. Does it look
The
like
silhouette.
the silhouette? Does it have breed type? And it's an oldie. That's it.
Yeah.
The standards and everything like that, yeah, the standards are there. You have to make sure that you got right reangulation, proper top line, barrel rib cage. Hey, the standards are right there. As long as you have all that in there, and then you look at the dog, right? Black all together right there, the silhouette, you say, okay, like I said before, it looks like like an OEB, it barks like an OEB, it freaking moves like an OEB, then it's OEB. Then by all means, so yeah. Jamie is my legend, man. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't take advantage of the mind. You know what it is to create your own breed, like all the stuff that you have to do,
Yeah.
that consistency, and to create the trial and error, and all the stuff that woman had to do, man. I'm telling you, everywhere I see her, and I know sometimes she might feel awkward sometimes, because I let her know, man. It's like, she's the inspiration, and she's a person I always gonna look up to, and I mean, she's done it in the
and you know
American
what?
Bulldogs, the OEVs,
Yes,
the Shorty
definitely.
Bulls, I mean, everywhere.
And Jose, like the shorty bulls that she created, right? It's a composite breed, right?
Yep.
Yep.
Or am I, but if you like, I've been looking at the shorty bulls. You know, I have French bulldogs, and man, but you know what? I'm like, man, these shorty bulls. That it kind of that's what I want. I like the bone, you know, the head type, and I'm like, shit. But if you see her dogs, like were like her line consistency, man.
Oh yeah.
Those
Oh yeah.
fucking dogs look the same. I'm like, man, that's respect to that. You know, to create something and establish that, and even other programs now have that, and you're like, that's a shorty bull, without
Yep.
mistaking it. You know, not a French bulldog or whatever it is, man. Yeah,
The same with the American Bullies, right? You got the Gotti line, you got the
yeah.
Dax line, you
The
got the
racer,
Razor's Edge, you got
yeah,
all these lines, Remy lines, and all that stuff. Back in the days, where so bloodlines, right? That's what a lot of
yeah,
people see. You could distinguish a dog like, hey, that's a Gotti, line.
yeah.
That's a Razor's Edge. That's a
Yes.
freaking. That's where we need to be. In order for us to have like different, how you call that, uh, different. What was the question that forum said? I'm getting old, man.
Like different classes.
Yeah, the classes.
Different
Yeah.
classes.
So yeah, in order for us to have different classes, we have to get to that point to where a lot of people can say, "Hey, that's a Gotti line, that's a Dax, that's a freaking," and then we get all the dogs out. Because I remember back in the days when I was showing in the ABKC and everything like that. I still go to ABKC and show and everything like that. I go play over there sometimes. Now I'm gonna do it more because I'm retiring. I'm gonna go out and play. I say I'm competitive as hell. I'm gonna go over there, compete. I like it. And I'm not a judge in there, so I'm gonna take my dogs and I'm gonna show
Yeah,
it.
yeah. No, definitely, and
So
that's a good point. I think people should go through that, man. Like having your own line, right? Like they can say,
exactly,
when I see your dogs, hey, that's a Nuyorican dog right there.
exactly.
Oh,
That's
that's a Vergara Bulls dog. It doesn't matter if you infuse some blood from, like you said, like the Racer's Edge or the Gotti, but now you work those lines, and now you're creating your own. Now people be like, oh shit, he started with those two bloodlines, but he made his own. That's his line,
His own vision.
so that's the New
yeah,
York. And I think that's what people should focus more on instead of bickering.
exactly.
And yeah, I'm with you on that one for sure.
That's exactly my point. And then you can network. That's what they did, right? Because
Yeah,
that's what you see in the American Bully, right? You got some
yeah,
people that got Gotti line with Dax line and blah blah blah. And then, sometimes they go to a little extreme and they go like 4 times this and three
yeah, yeah,
times
yeah.
that, and a lot of people make fun of that and direct son and yeah, bro, like how direct is gonna get, like it's son
It's
of
coming from the dog. Yeah,
yeah. So, but
yeah.
that's a different story.
No, no, for
But
sure.
that's what we should all be working towards. Like people identifying that line. Hey, that's a Nuyorican Bulldog. Hey, that's a this person's line. This is that and that.
Yeah.
And then hey, and we could John, look, he
Now we
already
could
did
put
it.
them on the ring, and
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly. John already did it. Like he gave us a platform for us to play with the Barbarian Bull. And,
yeah,
hey, there it is. Like he could do the same thing. They could, make standards, but we have to have that people that come out
yeah.
and show us what they got, because we're not there yet for us to have different classes and everything like that. And it
No,
and
no,
it being a composite breed like the American Bully, I mean,
yeah,
I will think that would be the right thing to do, because a lot of people have different visions and different
true.
heights and everything like that, blah blah blah. And then you could have them all at the end. Hey, the best in breed, because
There you
it's
go.
it's like American Bully, but we're not there yet. In order for
Yeah.
us to get there, we have to come out. We have to showcase our dogs and play.
Let me ask you something. And this question I've asked it before in another episode. But how do you feel if the stud books should be closed already for the OD, or they should stay open a little bit longer? To get where they need to be.
So I think it the American Bullies did the same thing, right? When they had
Yeah.
all those lines. Again, we're not there yet. So, and a lot of people knock off on these F1 breedings and everything like that. I get it, we old school and we got integrity and everything and blah blah. But I think both of them are beneficial, right? A lot of people don't care about pedigrees. Yeah, I do,
Yeah.
because again, the recessive genes, right? Close them. We ain't there yet. So the recessive genes, right? So you want to see how that the makeup of the dog, because a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't care about pedigrees and everything like that, and this and that," but then when they come and ask for your stud or something like that, so what's the makeup of the dog, or how was the dog bred, or what's the pedigree? Like I thought you don't care about pedigree, so the dog in front
Yeah.
of you is right there. Is what you like. Go ahead, by all means. See what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
it's kind of hypocritical of some, they both go hand in hand. What I'm saying, like both are beneficial for the breed right now because we ain't where we need to be. So I don't, for me, I don't think it should be closed yet until we have that, that consistency, and we see, like we all could come to the point that we could identify in bloodlines like that, because it was like that at some point. You had the gargle bloodlines, and a lot of people see it. They were like that. Yeah, that's a gargle dog. Like
Yeah.
gargle bloodline was right there. Then you had Sullivan was in there too. And then you have Gregory Herms and David Levitt and a lot of people back in the days, and I don't think we're there yet. We like I said, come bring your dogs out, to the shows. You got in order for you to invest in your program, right? You have to put your product out there so people can see it,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
what other way to do that than to show them, whatever it is. Sometimes you don't even have to, show all of them, right? You could bring one that you know that's a show dog, right? And then bring the other ones as well too, just to so people can see them. I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
think
For
you
sure.
see like sometimes I do that. I got some dogs that I know that they're not for the show ring. They're not for show rings. They're nice dogs. They tools to me, right? So I bring
Yeah.
them
Yeah.
out, right? So that way people can see them. Like, hey, damn, you bring them out. It's like, man, you got some nice dogs. What that dog? Why you don't show him in the ring? I'm like, this is not a show dog. You see, he's in.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
what it
Yeah. For
is.
sure.
What I
Yeah.
what I did, I accomplished, right? I brought the dog out, I popped him out of the kennel, and people was like, whoa, damn, why he's not in the ring? I was like, because he's not a show dog. He's
Yeah. Yep.
see what I'm saying? So that's
That's
what you
true.
have to do. Bring the dogs out.
Yeah. True that. And so let me ask you this another thing, Jose.
There you go.
See, what how do you feel when if you're just breeding, let's say F1s to F1s, and not trying to, I guess, have a generational line, I guess, or create a generational OD. Is that an issue, or it's just because F1s, they're hybrid vigor, they're the best out of both worlds, right? So whether if you're just breeding F1s all the time, F1s, and that's your program, hey, respect to that. That's what you guys do. The
Yeah.
F1s are badass dogs. But where should that continue to be doing that, or try to establish a generational OD towards they could say, like what we're talking right now, have that, hey, that's a Nuyorican dog right there.
Yeah. So line breeding is very important, and yes, you can do F1s and everything like that, but you have to bring it back. And I don't care what anybody else do in their yard or everything like that. Again, hey, more power to whoever's doing it, and that's how they make the money. Because, like I said, sometimes when you do F1s, right, you get that instant gratification, right?
The
Boom,
hybrid vigor,
first
yep.
litter. But prove that dog then. Let's see, that phenotype. Let's see if that genotype is gonna pop up, generation after generation. And that's why, for me, pedigree and generation matters, because you want to prove that consistency. That okay, I got this product out of that instant gratification out of this breeding. I got everything I wanted. Boom. But now, is that gonna keep on passing that genetic, right? Because again, recessive genes, polygenic, freaking dominant genes, and everything like that. You have to know how it works. So, like what people say, because a lot of people like analogies right nowadays, right? So a lot of people saying, "Oh, when Wembanyama, he's the freaking next freak and everything like that." And some people, "Hey, oh, your horses. He has to prove himself first, right? He has to win the NBA."
No, he's not saying that.
Now I'm not saying close the book, no, not yet. We ain't there yet. But yeah, and that's to each their own. I don't care. I know what I'm doing. I'm not. But it could possibly sometimes go back to that point because start lacking on something. Yeah, exactly. That's you have to go, and do that outcross. Sometimes we did it.
Yeah.
We were line breeding so much, we lost some size on dogs.
And a lot of people say, yeah, that's the picking and everything like that. But you gotta understand that when you're line breeding, you're compacting, the traits and everything like that is getting more and more and more, consistent.
Well, that's where pedigree comes in hand.
Exactly.
You gotta see what's behind these dogs. If
what
they
was
were all
behind.
small dogs. Yeah, exactly. Yep.
And then I was like, okay, that's what I did, and this big dog came out of that one. So now I gotta go back to to that one. That's why pedigree sometimes, not sometimes. That's why pedigree matters. And you're right. That's completely. But then again, that's just me. Some people, hey, whatever. I'm just saying what works for me. This is
correct. Yeah, and it's not throwing shade on anybody.
No,
it's just
definitely.
to that we're conversating so people can know. Hey, there's different thoughts. This is what I think. My view. Like I said, F1s to me, they're fucking badass dogs. They're it's that hybrid vigor, and there's this podcast I follow. He goes by the name Coach, right?
Yeah.
And and I'm gonna have him on the show pretty soon. And he's all about hybrid vigor. He doesn't care about anything. He's like, man, to me, it's hybrid vigor. I want that working instance,
Yep.
And he's mixing breeds left and right because he's like, Dennis, I don't care about the aesthetics, anything. I just want that working dog, and the hybrid vigor is the top tier level that I'm looking for. He's like, and that's what he's like, I really don't line breed. I might take it back one generational, and after that, boom, I cross it with something else because I need that hybrid vigor for what I'm doing. Hey, respect to that. All means. And those dogs look crazy, but that's what he likes. And people, I'm not saying, hey, don't do this, that. If that's all you, like you said, hey, you make your money with that, hey, all good, man. Definitely. But if you're just doing F1s and F1s, like we said, you're never creating that bloodline that say, hey, that's a Nuyorican Bulldog right there,
Yeah, I mean, that is true. I that's why never close the good. Be a joke to the rest of the Bulldog world. Yeah.
I don't know. I can, it's, I think there's a lot of process that and progress that needs to be done still. Like we said, maybe
we're not
once,
there yet.
everybody gets into that.
I mean, if somebody's vision, if you think your program, you close the book.
Yeah.
You go ahead and close your books.
You don't need to, you don't need to go outside, a different breed or anything like that. You think that's what you have and that's what you want.
If it's working for you,
hey, like, by all means do it. Like,
and that's a good point, because then really could say, oh damn, this oldie shit, it fucking looks great. Where's it coming from? Hey, it's all my generational breedings I've done. Exactly. And that's my look.
If it's standing out to the public, teach us something.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Let us know that it could work.
But if I'm not mistaken, didn't John do a F1 breeding recently? He had an American Bulldog to
one of Tina's, I think, right? Christina
Yeah.
Torres' dog.
opioid or something like that to one of his American Bulldogs.
Good question.
You
I'm
gonna
not
close
sure.
that book there, Jonathan? I'm just joking.
Yeah, no, guys, definitely. This was a good one. I enjoyed it, guys, and I think this is what it's all about. It's just,
Yeah.
you know, we're not throwing shade at nobody.
No,
We're
no, no.
speaking. We're just
Open-minded.
bulldogging,
Hell
and
yeah.
I think that's what we did, Jose, at the beast, right? We just talk dogs, man.
Yeah, that's it. Letting it loose.
Yeah, yeah,
Talking dogs, and that's what it's all about, man. People should have thick skin when it comes to, no, she's a generational. Okay. Should be more American Bulldogs. Okay.
yeah,
And I don't want you to sugarcoat nothing.
Yeah.
Tell me straight up.
Yeah.
yeah. Exactly.
I want my dogs to be better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, a good example, Jose, that girl that we took out to the beast. After we came back home, there were certain things said on the internet, but it were like, hey, we never showed that dog to be
Nah.
in the competition. It was just for the beast,
She was there for that purpose.
Yeah, she was
Yeah,
there
exactly.
Yeah, and she was. Her presence was felt in there. Like she would. No, I'm here and I'm better than ever. And she wasn't big. She's a small dog,
Yeah.
But she was ripped and everything, man. She had a lot of good qualities, that will benefit a lot of programs. There's a lot of people out there missing that spread.
Yeah.
They don't have that freaking spread. They be under looking like freaking
And that muscle.
that bull mastiff,
Yeah.
So yeah, I love all tall, thick. Yeah, no. Yeah.
No, definitely. And I know like Roberto, man, he got that boy also. It's a good dog, It's
Yeah.
a good looking dog. It's a big dog. And that's the one that took the beast.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It was
And
between that girl and him, and man, his presence was felt too. Like, oh
Yeah.
shit.
Hell yeah.
And that he's a big dog. He got a big old 9 on him and everything. Like, when you see him, he's impressive, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people talk about the ride jaw and everything like that and whatever, Hey, see, he's a dog for that purpose, like
Yeah.
for the beast, And me, see, he's a Brazilian bull. Okay.
Hey, and he took the beast. Somebody come out with a
Yeah.
better dog than that.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
gonna run,
Head turner.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's what it is.
That's true,
I
yeah.
like dogs
Go
like
up and
that.
go
I like
forward.
dogs when you walk them out, people were like, "Holy crap, what is that?" They don't say, "Hey, he's a bulldog," or "He's a freaking." What is that? That's what you want to have,
Yeah.
And I like that. Now, if I want to take a dog to a show ring, then I'm going to make sure that I'm going to take a dog that, go meet the standards and go to the show ring, and you can show that dog because it meets all the specification that it is within the breed standards and everything like that. But if I have something, that's what I'm saying. Me personally, I have the integrity. It could be a freaking wow. I'm not gonna show. I'm gonna take him out so people can see him. But I'm not gonna put him in the ring. You see what I'm saying? That's just me. Like I wouldn't do it.
No, for sure.
I would take it if I have a dog like that. That I'm gonna take it to the beast. So that way I could beat also or beat anything like that. But I'm not there yet. So we're working on it.
Hey, you guys got your little secret sauce in there, so
Yeah.
definitely. But guys, hey, I appreciate you guys. We're coming to our end. It was great, guys. I enjoyed it honestly. Like always, Jose, Basu, always Jose, you have great knowledge, man, and people should kind of listen, even if they feel that well, his dogs are not my type. Hey, don't worry about his dogs. Just listen. That's all that matters, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we appreciate you for giving us the time, the platform.
And
No, thank you guys. And I know, hey, you guys are Knicks fans, and I don't know if finals are here, but I really appreciate you guys are here. We're talking dogs, and no, definitely, man. Thank you.
Go out to the show, July 11th. I'm gonna be over there. Take them out.
There you go, guys.
IOEBA, John. This is free promo.
All right, brothers. Thank you.
Thank you.